Hi guys, my name is Vivek and this is my final project detailed video for the AWS course. So for this course I have tried to build two Alexa skills. One is to basically asking Alexa to take a picture. The another one is asking Alexa to turn the lights on and off. I have tried to integrate that with my Echo device as well. So that integration is working. Basically the devices that I have is Raspberry Pi and the Pi camera. So this is the hardware that is needed. So before we take a look at the hardware and the software installations, let's take a look at how it is working. So what we're going to say is
Picture taken. Thank you.
so as you can see the picture was taken and the same integration as I mentioned before works with my Echo device as well. So let's take a look at that as well. So this is my VS Code window and I have already SSH into my Raspberry Pi device from here, so I can see all the images that are being taken are being stored here. So let's try this again. Alexa, ask Raspberry Pi to take a picture.
Picture taken. Thank you.
So as you can see we got the message and we got this picture taken. It's the same picture because the camera is still and it's pointing to the ceiling. So you can see that the image was taken and it is being stored as of now on my SD card, which is 32 gig. I would like to integrate that to send it to S3 so that I don't have to worry about the storage here. So let's take a look at the second skill that I have built. The second skill is basically asking my Echo device to turn on the GPIO lights. Ask Raspberry Pi to turn.
Turning lights on.
So as you can see, this integration is also working, and the same thing will work with the command as well. You can see the message that I'm getting here on the right side. It's just a statement that I'm getting that I get a success message turning lights on. Going back to my report here, so taking a look at the hardware requirements that we have for this project, I have the Echo device, I have a Raspberry Pi 3B plus, I have a Pi camera which goes into the Raspberry Pi itself. I have a micro SD card, a monitor for display, a breadboard, an LED emitter which is just a normal LED which is for showing whether the lights are turned on or off. I have a 30 ohm resistor that's for controlling the current flow going into the LED, and some male to female jumper cables. The software that you would need for this project is basically your for setting up your Alexa skill. You need an Amazon developer account. You need the Raspbian OS, that's the OS for Raspberry Pi. You need Flask Ask. So Flask is the API. The Flask is what we are using to build the API, and Flask Ask is a Flask API to interact with Alexa skills. And Grok, this is basic.
Skills. I have novelty and humor. Sleep skills.
Sorry about that. My Alexa was still on and she was responding to her Alexa command. So ngrok is basically making your local Flask APIs accessible through a secure channel, basically giving a public URL so that Alexa can call them. The problem I ran into with ngrok, and that's pretty standard, is if you don't have a subscription, you don't get a static You don't get a static website URL. Every time you restart your Raspberry Pi or restart ngrok, you get a new URL. So you have to go into your when you're building your Alexa skill, you have to go and update the URL every time you restart ngrok. So that was but I think it was manageable because it was not too much of a change. You are even though the URL changes, you quickly go and update the endpoint there. So this is my get location here, the same page that we are in, and here I have given the commands to basically start your installation for ngrok and flask as well. For pi camera and ssh, you have to go to into your Raspberry Pi, basically using this command to turn on the camera and turn the SSH also on, because by default both of them are off. um, so as mentioned, I have two skills here. One is basically turning the lights on and off, and the second one is the camera features. So this is my complete JSON skill that I have. So as you can see, I have two intents here, one a GPIO intent and another one is a camera intent. You can see that in the GPIO intent I have the GPIO control, which is basically telling to switch on or off the light, and I also have a pin number which I am not using in the code for now, but I was thinking of using it. So basically, if you want to, if you the way breadboard works is it has uh, the pins on the Raspberry Pi board are predefined, so you can turn on the pins depending on, so you can basically send a command to turn the pin 21 off on or turn the pin 21 off. As you can see, I have some samples here which is turning the GPIO lights on or turn on the GPIO lights. Same thing goes for camera as well. I have two samples here, take a picture and take my picture. Both of these are working. The given values for the GPIO controller on and off. So this is just a screenshot of the Alexa skills that I have. Let's go to the developer console, Alexa developer console, and take a look at what I have done here with the Alexa skills. So as you can see here, if you take a look at the interaction model, the invocation name that I have given is the Raspberry Pi. The intents, these are basically default intents. The default intents are already there, which is the cancel, help, stop, and navigate, fallback. And the custom intents that I have is basically GPIO and a camera. And you can go and take a look. This is the complete JSON that I was showing you earlier. The ngrok configuration that comes handy here is basically this is where you are telling to go and find the Alexa, run the Python commands or the Python programs. So this is the ngrok URL that you get. So when you're running Raspberry Pi, you need your APIs to be exported publicly so that Alexa can call them in a secure channel. So this is the URL you get. I'm going to show you when I SSH into my Raspberry Pi. So this is the Raspberry Pi that I have here, and if you go into the, so this is the images folder that I have. This is the skill. This is the main skill that gets called when you ask Alexa to take a picture or turn on or off the lights. So this is the Python program that you have. It's very standard. There's nothing fancy going on here. In the GPIO intent also, I am basically these are standard commands to turn the pins on and off. Initially, I had some issues, but I was able to resolve that and show the pins being turned on and off. Unfortunately, I cannot show it here because I'm doing a screen recording and I can't really integrate that here. with my, that's outside the screen here. But from the Alexa developer console, you can see that the right commands are going to the pins. So I have included all of these into my main project report, and if you want more details, all the commands are there into this project. So feel free to take a look at that, and you can always reach out to me if you have any questions through my Gmail ID that is mentioned here, and I can help you if you're running into any issues. Thank you. That's all I have.